Hi, I'm Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing, and welcome to my live broadcast today. This is broadcast number 42, and it's going to be building more power in your mixed singing voice. This is a pre-show. I'm just wanting to make sure that you can hear me and see me. And so if anyone has joined yet, joined early, if you'd let me know in the comments section that you can hear me and see me, that will help. So I hope you're having a great day today and that life is good for you. Altug, hi. I can see you and hear you. Thanks. Altug, I was just, I got a comment last week from one of our listeners who said that they felt like the sound or the volume was, no matter how high he boosted the volume on his computer or on his phone, it was still a little bit low. What's it feel like to you today, Altug? Does it feel pretty strong, pretty good? It looks like it's pretty hot from my end. So, hi Joe. Nice to see you guys. Eternal, how are you doing? Loud and clear. Okay, I want to make sure that that's taken care of because I know what it's like to kind of struggle to have to hear, especially on the rebroadcast. So, all right. Well, that's great. Volume is okay. All right, thank you. Hi, Philip. Thanks for joining us today. So I'm just here. We've got a couple more minutes to go before I actually start the broadcast officially. So for those of you who are here, I just wanted to ask you if is there anything that these live broadcasts, well, actually I have two questions. Altug, I know I believe you've, now I'm drawing a blank. I think you took my course Sing Higher Than Ever Before. Am I correct in remembering that, Altug? And if so, I'm looking at developing some more courses, and I'd just like to know if, off the top of your head, what would be a benefit to you in like a second course, third course kind of thing. So if any of you have taken the Sing Higher Than Ever Before course, I really would be very helpful to know what you feel like you would need in another course, online course. Second question is, are these live sessions, what else would you like to see? What else would you like to do in these live sessions that might be helpful? So if you want to respond to those questions, and then we'll start in the next minute or so, and then at least I can maybe circle back and talk a little bit more about that as a part of the Q&A, if possible. So I was thinking you did, Altug. Sorry, I couldn't quite remember for sure, but I thought you had, because you're on the inside group. I don't know what I was thinking. You're in the private group for Power to Sing. And Asa, hello from Egypt. Wow, that's awesome. Thanks for joining me today, joining the group. Ender SA, we'll get to all your questions today. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about building power in the mix. This is a question that comes up all the time, and it's certainly a question I had. Hi, this is Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing Live number 42, and welcome to our broadcast today. The subject is building power, or building more power in your mixed singing voice. So the format today will be, I'll address this topic, spend a few minutes on this, share some ideas with you, and then we'll do Q&A, and I'll address your questions, anything that's about the broadcast today, any other things you have about questions about singing, anything about the videos that you've been watching, anything at all. And then Altug, I'd appreciate any feedback you might have about future courses and what might be helpful. And also, any of you listening in, I'll ask you now, how can these broadcasts, these live broadcasts, be more beneficial to you? Is there any particular things that you would like to see in these live broadcasts? Because I am very committed to doing live, and I'll probably start expanding it to do even more in the future. Okay, so today while I was teaching, I had a student who was singing a new song from Waitress. That's the show that Sarah Bareilles wrote. It's on Broadway, and she was just, we're going through the song, and I noticed that in the area of her bridge that it got a little bit heady, so to speak. So it's a female singer and song, and so I really can't do it justice in terms of really demonstrating it. But I remember myself feeling like my mixed voice, or my voice, once I got through the bridge, E, F, F sharp, and then got into G, head voice. So for the ladies, it would be A, B flat, B, C, C sharp. That area right there, once you get it connected, it still maybe isn't as strong or powerful or sound as natural as chest voice. And so the mixed voice in the bridge and the head voice above the bridge was just not as strong or powerful. And so there was an exercise today that I shared with this student that seemed to help. And let me go through that right now. So let's, this exercise is built on the na, a vowel. And it's like in English, if we said cat, at, or the word at, it's that kind of a sound. So if I said if I said that's one way to get to that sound, that vowel sound. It's a little bit more usable in an exercise if I said na 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 na. Now I'm in the men's register, na 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 na, and I'm not doing this bratty. If I were, it would be na 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 na. It's just a regular na, but it is a. It's not it's not We want to concentrate on keeping this a sound. Na 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 na. I'm going to go up. Na. Let's see. First note in the na 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 na. I just realized that I'm an octave low. No wonder it was so easy. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Let me try that again. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Now this is an advanced exercise. Let me backtrack and say it may be best to say nay 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 first, and then do the na 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 second. Another illustration of that would be like this. Nay 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 na 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 na. And Altug, this might be really specific for what you're dealing with in terms of building a stronger chest voice and chest presence throughout your range, coming from a light chest, no chest kind of orientation or vocal type. This is really good for multiple things. But you can hear that tends to bring the vocal cords together in a chest coordination. Now if I said nay 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 na 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 na, nay 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 na 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 na, nay nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. You got to be careful. I'm being a little bit advanced today. You have to be careful that the na, na, na doesn't splat or go too wide. Nay, 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 na, na, na. If I did that, that wouldn't help at all. That would just be pulling up chest. Nay, 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 na, na. That wouldn't be right. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Now I'm trying to lean on that na sound a little bit, give it a little bit of volume without it dropping down into my mouth and pulling up the chest voice. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Well, that starts to give me quite a bit of chest presence, or a little bit more of a little more mix of the chest voice in the bridge. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. But listen really carefully. I'm not saying nay, 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 na, na, na. I'm not allowing that coordination, that chest coordination in the bridge. I'm keeping it in the mix, but using those vowels in that mixed coordination. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Now, in the men's register, we're getting down into the chest. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Now, this is advanced. I got to say, this is one of the hardest vowels that there are to sing in the bridge voice. And if you find that you're not able to do it, I would say modify that na, nay, 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 na, 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 to na. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 nay, 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 na, na, na. So for the ladies joining us today, it's the same exact exercises, only you would start on the C sharp and work yourself down to the C, B, B flat, and A. Nay, I'll start at the A and see if I can get a little ways up into yours. Nay, 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 na, 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 na. Nay, 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 na, 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 nay, 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 na, na, na. Nay, 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 na, na, na. Nay, 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 na, na, na. So for the ladies, that's a way to do the same exact thing, to build more of the chest presence, but we've got to be careful that it doesn't drop down into your chest coordination and then end up pulling up chest and splat the vowel. Same thing you can do, ladies, on the 5-tone scale. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na, and so forth, all the way up to the C sharp. Okay, so and then so what you do is you take that na 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 and put it right into the song. So for her, it was something like, well, now I'm losing the melody on this particular portion of the song that was in the bridge, but you would take, so I'll put it down more where I can do this. So, na 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 na, that's the men's bridge. Now, if I just did the exercise, if I did the words, substitute the words, put the na 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 in, then I came back and did the words, whatever the words are, then I use those words. And you'll start to find out that it's going to start building in a little more of that chest mix, chest presence in the mix. But be careful, it doesn't go to na na na. You don't want to pull it. Nay 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 no. Na 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 na. And then go to the words. Try and duplicate that same sense, that same feeling, that same coordination with the words as you did with the exercise. Okay, so that's a little tip. People ask all the time, how do I build strength and power into that mix? And that's one great way. Now, if you just pull chest with it or splat the vowel, it's going to be counterproductive. You're just going to be doing it in chest. You're just going to be pulling the chest voice. It's not going to build your mix. So it's an advanced tip. And so be careful when doing that. And that, again, that's one of those instances where it may be a good idea to do a lesson because there's not a lot of margin for error there. Okay. All right. So let me look here at some of the questions that you guys have given today. We may not go the full period of time that I've outlined because I'm being more disciplined with my presentation time-wise. Okay, so Ender S.A., yes, please, some tips for maintaining volume and technique while singing emotional bits. That's hard. That's really hard, Ender S.A. And it I was in an audition once, and we were singing. They asked us all to sing "Bring Him Home" from Les Miserables, and this guy was doing a great job of it, and he just had tears streaming down his face, and he was singing. He was just singing the song while tears were streaming down his face. If I start to cry, if I start getting too emotional in a song, my larynx goes up into my nose. I mean, it feels like that. It feels like my larynx is just, and it is right, so the larynx is coming up for me. So when my larynx goes up, I get choked off. I can't sing. And so I have virtually an impossible time. It's virtually impossible for me to sing if I allow myself to go too far into feeling the emotion, at least, of great sorrow or great joy, right? Now, there's a lot of other emotions to express in songs. But just with that little caveat, you've got to be careful. You have to know your own limitations. Personally, I have to take a step back and focus on things that are going to allow me to maintain control emotionally so that I can allow some emotion to come through and expression, but not lose control and not be able to sing. So that's number one. Then as far as technique is concerned, I've got to say that if you're always thinking about the technique, you're not going to really be into the song. So it takes some time so that the good quality, good technique, good singing technique it takes some time for it to become a habit, and so that you're not consciously thinking of it while you're performing. Now, you're going to be thinking about it when you're practicing and when you're preparing, when you're learning the songs and so forth. But once you get them down, once you're rehearsed, if you're out there thinking about it, it's hard. So you've got to have it. You've got to have it second nature. That's what you're going for. Until that time, you just have to deal with you have to deal with you're thinking about technique for a while. And the only way to do that is practice it a lot and perform a lot. Unless somebody else has an idea there. Maintaining volume, again, if you have your technique down, your volume will be what you wanted. Okay. Okay, so Altug is answering a question I asked in the before we started in the green room, so to speak, and ask about what would be helpful in a course. Thanks, Altug. He answers. Second course might be on getting vibrato and strength in the bridge notes. So thank you. Oh, thanks for the. I've always kind of liked pink. I like pink ties. I like pink dress shirts when I was younger, and I've had this one forever, and I wear it occasionally in the summer times. Thanks. Anupam, I appreciate that. Exercises for singing from soft to loud, vice versa. Okay, thanks, Altug. All right, so Altug has a question. I hear a clicking sound on gi or gu exercises. Is it the vocal cords hitting together? Is that harmful to the cords? I've never heard a clicking sound. I mean, I can g. Now, if I say g, 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 I mean, I can feel the chords coming together, just like I can feel them like this. Oh, 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 a, ah. G, g, g is a little bit higher. It's a little bit above the chord structure. So it's on the chords and above the chords, and I can feel a closure there above the chords. G, g. It's like the soft palate and the back of the tongue coming together. G, 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 g. You might be hearing, Altug, you might be hearing the soft palate and the back of the tongue making contact or separating. It'd be interesting to know if it changes if, like, you took a drink of water, for example. But you might be hearing or feeling that tongue and soft palate coming together momentarily for that g. It occludes the airflow, g, closes that up. You have to readjust. The cords have to make a slight readjustment every time that closes because it's losing the air flow. G, 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 gi, gi, gi. G, g, goo, 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 goo. So, no, to answer your question specifically, I don't think there's any concern for any kind of wear and tear on the chord structure. Now, if you get really high in your register, for the ladies up into the top of the second, maybe into the third bridge. Guys, same thing, up above the second and into the third bridge, you're going to find that gi sound and g, the G sound, because of the action of the tongue, g, g, you have to do it easier, a little bit softer, and don't push it quite as hard. And so that's the only issue that I would be concerned about, is the really high pitches. Don't do it as hard, and if you need to, discontinue the gi and the any of the G exercises. Yeah, the comment from Altug again is that na, is an intense exercise. It's the and are two of the, if not the two, widest vowels, most open vowels, and as a result, they're the most challenging to sing in the bridge and in head voice. So it is intense, and it's an advanced skill. Osmium, nice to have you with us today, Osmium Studios. Rosba? Majidian, thank you for being with us today. Jordan Keller, singing this week, I was able to maintain much better adduction and strength in the passaggio if I kept my jaw tighter and mouth smaller. How much can over-opening the mouth affect chord closure? That's a really interesting question, Jordan. First of all, let me just recommend that not to try and add a tighten. Don't tighten your jaw. Just allow it not to be open as much. Okay. So I guess what you're saying is you're resisting the temptation to open it. I can remember specifically one time I was singing for Seth Riggs, and he told me, "Don't open your mouth as wide." Why is that the case? Well, it affects the shape of the vowel, okay? And so, especially when you're working in that bridge area, in the passaggio, it's sometimes easier to maintain, especially at first. When we're first learning this, especially, it's easier to keep in the mix if we don't open too wide or open so wide that the vowel begins to open also. And that's what's happening. If I said, oh, can you hear that? I'll do it again. Oh, all I did was drop my jaw a little bit and went from O to ah. Oh, one is a mix, the other is starting to pull up because the vowel spread. I'm losing the O, it's going to wah, and that's the reason why. And it's the same way on almost every vowel. If I said, that's what we did today. If I open my jaw a bit, and drop my jaw, I lose that. So now I've learned how to keep it in mix even when I open it, but that's, again, took me years to do that, and it's still a bit on the dangerous side, and I don't recommend it at first, especially. We have to, so, so I've learned that I've learned how to keep that coordination. But I'm living dangerously. So at first, I really recommend that it's to your advantage to not open as wide so that you can maintain that vertical resonance going into your head and keep that mixed voice. Because it's so easy to lose it, and then you lose that vertical resonance and it just drops down into your mouth. If I opened it too wide, well, I don't know. So let me go to, let's say I'm singing, so, mixed voice, I lost the vertical resonance, it dropped down in my mouth, and then became just pulled up chest. That's the F. And so, yes, Jordan, you're really feeling that resonance, and by being careful not to overspread the vowel or over open the vowel, which is affected a lot by the lips, the mouth, and the tongue, you can more easily stay in your mixed voice. I hope that helps. Try not to tighten your jaw because we don't want any tension. We don't want any tension here at all. Ma on non. Na 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 1 5 3 1. Na 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 ma 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 ma. Yeah, so if you're singing ma, if I said ma ma ma, pulled up chest. Ma 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 ma. Yeah, it's just you're gonna get into trouble if you open too wide, especially early on. Joe asked, "You sing much higher than I can as a second alto." No, Joe, you can do it. And I would, I wouldn't do it I would probably never do it in a song. I've done a couple. I did an audition where I ended on a B, I think it was on a B flat, but I never had a performance where I sang that high. But it's nice because then I don't feel quite as scared as the G, let's say. But you can do it. Keep working at it. You're going to get it. Yes. Altug asked a really great question about tension just below the bridge. So he said, I feel tension on notes that are outside the bridge. And in this case, he's talking about the D4, which is right below the E4, which is the beginning of the bridge. I think personally the E flat and the D4 are two of the most difficult notes for guys to sing. Ladies, it would be for you like the A flat or the A, because they're right adjacent to the beginning of the bridge. So here's the thing. It's okay, Altug and ladies, whoever is joining us of the female gender, it's all right to bridge a little early. Go ahead and bridge on the D4. Go ahead and bridge on the E flat 4. Go ahead and bridge on the A or the A flat. It's all right to bridge early. It's not all right to bridge late, because the one requires you to pull your chest voice into the too high, right? But you can bridge early, and it's going to take that tension out, and it's going to help you transition into the bridge even easier. It's the bridge. It's what you're feeling, and it's a little bit of a spread. So the vowel can spread there too. The vowel can spread on any note. Yocheved, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing your name right. Israel, nice to have you with us today. Asked, how do you achieve a raspy sound without hurting your vocal cords? You know what? I don't know. And I don't teach that. I actually try and help people get raspy out of their voice, mainly because of bad singing. So I look at it kind of like this. I'm trying to build the house. And so I want to build a foundation of great technique. And the embellishments, then I'm probably going to leave to other sources because I'm trying to get you in the most healthy condition for your voice that's not going to put any damage into it or tension, but it's going to give you a very, a tremendously powerful voice that you can use all of your life. I've never studied with her, but I've seen Melissa Cross. I would look into her work. She does a lot of work with the rock, the metal artists, and I've heard good things about what she does. I don't know that it's, I don't know what your voice, even in a great condition, I don't know what it's going to be like in 20 years. I don't know if we know yet because the genre is not old enough, but I know she teaches that. So you might want to check her out online. Okay, so is there a special exercise for practicing the interval of major minor sixths? I don't know of one, Altug. If I did, my Bonnie lies over the ocean. My Bonnie is the sixth, right? My Bonnie is the major sixth. There's a song from an old movie, I can't remember, a love story, I think. Where do I begin to tell the story? Da, 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 da. So that interval there is the minor sixth, right? Where do I begin to tell the story of my life? My Bonnie lies over the ocean. So there's two songs that might help you find those intervals quickly. Osmanium Studios, have you heard about CVT, Complete Vocal Technique? Sorry, I haven't heard about that. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about it. Hi from someplace that I can't read. Another question from O Studios. Osmium Studios. It must drive you nuts that I can't get that. I know you're against belting, but do you ever use it for lower notes like E4 or F4? E4 and F4 for the guys are in bridges. And so the problem with belting is there's several different, problem with the word belting, there's several different definitions. And there are belt techniques that are taught online. There are belt techniques that are taught in universities. There's a university not far from me that teaches specific belt technique. And there are people who say they're belting that, you know, are, if you listen to them, are just yelling their voice higher. And so I never recommend that. I never recommend yelling the voice higher or yelling or pulling chest voice higher. And some people, that's what they do when they belt. They just pull their chest voice up. So I don't recommend that. And I am against it. I don't see any reason for it at all, in any circumstance, because it will cause a rupture, it will cause a hemorrhage, it will cause nodules and so forth. It'll damage the voice. So I'm against that. Now, the closest thing that I teach to something that can be compared to belt is just using that bratty neigh sound, the pharyngeal voice. And so in that case, I do, I mean, I can help people get something that they might term belt. And so there are some forms of belt which I just think are high larynx and a bratty mix. And so if I said nay, 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 na 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 na, some people might might say, well, that's belt. If so, that's just my na na na. It's a little bit bratty. So don't know if that's necessarily the answer, but I do use that. I teach that to, because it's a kind of an R&B sound, right? Or even a pop rock. So so there's a lot of times when that bratty sound really comes in handy because it thins out the chord structure. You're not pulling up your chest voice. Na 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 na. I don't know if you call that belt, but that's just, for me, it's just a open vowel, na, that's also a little bit bratty. So that pharyngeal voice, where I'm just using the top of the chords, vocal cords, and not using the full depth of the chord structure. And I can get quite a good bite out of that. And R&B singers can get a good bite in their voice, a nice cut sound. And so that's very helpful. I don't know if you would term that as a belt, and that's not exactly what the belt some of the trained belt singers sing. Let me see here. Oh, okay. So thanks, Jordan. Yeah, not over, just not over opening, right? So tight in terms of more closed. Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah. I think that's a good strategy. And I definitely have to do that in certain circumstances, just so that I don't splat that vowel. But here's the other thing, Jordan. That I think that we get better and better at this over time, and so that eventually we don't have to rely on any manipulation, because there's a danger of over narrowing too, which I've been guilty of. So. Yeah, I think you use that little strategy until you're able to do it, even with, a more open, more normal, natural use of consonants and vowels and natural speaking voice, because we don't do that when we talk either. So I think we want to get to the point where it's just like talking. I don't think, Altag asked, does the mixed voice have a muted sound? You tell me. If I said, I'm serious, I'm I'm going to go by half step. I don't know. That doesn't sound too muted to me. I don't think so. No, I think it pretty much just sounds like the regular rest of your voice. You might hear it muted. It sounds different in our heads, but to the people who are listening, not necessarily. It shouldn't. Thank you from Korea. Oh, you're from Korea. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate your kind comment. How to remove tension in muscles under the chin in high notes. I got a video on that. I'm not sure which one it is, if anybody knows, but it talks about this exercise here where you put your finger here under your chin and you say, let me see. So it sounds like this. So you practice a series of exercises without, so if you feel the muscle under your chin fire and push your thumb down, then you know you've engaged that muscle. So you want to try and practice that exercise. Without engaging the swallowing muscles. These are called the digastric muscles, and they're the swallowing muscles that pull the larynx up. So yeah, there's a video, someone help me, I'm not sure which one it is, where I talk about, where I give more detail on that. But it's definitely a way to train to separate these muscles from the vocal cords in here. So we don't want it to pull the larynx up or go into swallowing mode when we sing. I'm sorry I can't tell you which video that was, but I give you like a series of those. Maybe I can just make a note of that and try and include that in the notes afterwards. Video. I'm going to write it down here on gastric muscles, and I'll put that in the comments. Okay, so we're getting low here on time. I'm just about out. I need more closure in my voice. Breathy sound seems hard to eliminate. James, here's what I recommend. Go to powertosing.com, and that is, let me see if I can find this for you. If you go to powertosing.com, that's my website. And if you go to the Knowledge Center here, if this is a consistent problem for your voice, it sounds like your vocal type is light chest, no chest. So go to the Knowledge Center, watch these videos on, excuse me, light chest, no chest. Be this video right here, and then when you click on these to watch these, there are 3 videos that explain light chest, no chest, and one of these. And I don't know why the thumbnails aren't coming up right now, but one of these, this one right here, I give you exercises specifically for your voice, and then you can download exercises specifically for light chest, no chest. And they're going to give you exercises that are going to get your vocal cords to come together more appropriately so that you've got good closure, good vocal cord closure, and it's going to give you give you more balance between the air and the muscle of the vocal cords. Okay. Okay. Azzy asked, so Azzy, please subscribe to the channel. There's a whole lot. In fact, I think I've even got a list of, I've got a playlist that says bridges or bridging in YouTube. But the bridge note, if you're male, and sorry, I don't know if AZZA is male or female. I'm guessing you're male, but it's the E, F, F sharp above middle C is the bridge. That's where you transition, where the vibration, the resonance transitions into your head, and that's where the vocal cords make an adjustment, okay? And it's dang hard to sing there or above it. But you can do it. Most of us didn't know we could. We found out we can. Sterny Hecht. I struggle coming down. Nice to have you with us. Thank you. I struggle coming down. My understanding is my glottal closure is not the same as the way up. So I'm not sure how far coming down you're talking about, but if I'm or what the struggle is. Is it cracking? Is it breaking? Is it getting light? Is it getting weak? So I'm not exactly sure what to answer here. If you want to clarify that, I've only got about 3 minutes left. I got a student coming, so I have to wrap it up in a minute. What I love about Osmanium Studios, what I love about you is that you are not afraid to say, I don't know. Thanks. You know, I appreciate it when people do that for me. But I am not, you know, I don't know everything. This is one of the interesting things that in speech level singing, they used to have, in Seth Riggs's training, they used to have different levels. Level 1 was beginning, or pre-cert. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, Level 4, Level 5 was the highest. And the last couple years, last 3 years that I've had worked with Seth, he's eliminated the levels, and he says I'm a level 1 because he's learning something every day. Sometimes we just don't know the answer, and so I learn so much from you and from my students, and I can pass along what I know and hope that it works. But you know, the other thing is very hard too, is that the larynx is a law unto itself. So even what you know is not going to work for every single person. So it's really, on the one hand it's so difficult, on the other hand it's very exciting because there's so much to learn and to know. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, thanks. Let me see. You know, Altug asked a question about how to sing the intervals that we talked about so they sound smooth and the voice can adjust that transition. In every situation, when we have trouble with being smooth and easy, it'll get easier if we bring the volume down a little bit. So even on the things that I showed today, if I said na 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 na, that's probably a better way to start when you're first beginning. Or nay 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 na 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 nay 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 na 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 na. So bring the volume down, the loudness down. Take it easy. Where you really want to, first of all, establish the balance between the air and the muscle, and by lowering the volume of the singing, you're going to get a chance to establish that balance. Now, Altug, in your case, I know you're also working on developing more strength and power, but I think coming from a softer volume or lighter volume is not going to be a negative. You can still have your vocal cords together and yet be speaking quietly. So I'm not talking about breathiness. I'm talking about volume. There's a difference. This is breathy. This is soft. Okay. So, what is body body cover? What is body cover? Sorry, I don't understand that question. Oh, thanks. Oh, okay, thanks, Azzy. So your bridge is up here: A, B flat, B, C, C sharp. You're all the way through it. Same thing for you. The transition from head voice, or from your chest voice, your low voice, the vibration starts to move up and it goes into the head. Okay. Pitch. So I lose the struggle coming down and coming down. Oh, struggle coming down, my understanding is the call closure is not the same. So you have a pitch issue. You know, pitch issue usually, there's two things. I mean, if you have a pitch issue, no matter where you're singing, low or high, it's probably ear training that is the problem. But if the pitch issue happens to be in the bridge of the voice, then usually by learning to bridge appropriately, the pitch issues resolve. So it has to do with the larynx rising and the chest voice being pulled too high, or the vocal cords separating, or pushing too hard, pulling the chest voice. So when the bridging gets really good, that pitch issue will resolve itself and it'll get better. Thanks, Mohammed. I'm glad to see, nice to have you with us today. I'm glad to see your live videos. I'm wondering what about I would experience when I get into my mixed voice. Like, what are the sensations that tells me I'm doing it right? That's a really great question. That's very difficult to answer. And I remember struggling with that. Didn't know whether I was feeling mixed or not. And so I'll just show you one exercise. If you can do this the way I demonstrate it, you're going to start feeling the mix. If I said no, 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 the no feeling is mix. No, 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 no. Notice what it didn't do. No, no. I didn't open the O. The O stayed right where the nu was. No, 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 no. But if I said no, no, or if I said no, no, I've got to be exactly what I've shown you, and you'll start to feel no, 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 no. You start to feel what mix feels like. Thank you, guys. I've got to kind of wrap this up now. I've got a student coming in 12 minutes. I got to get my studio ready here. Only just met you just after a voice lesson. All you say is fitting and what I just learned about my mixed voice. We did say nay, 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 na, na, na. Cool. Good. Great. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Great questions today. And thanks for all of your attention. I appreciate it. And I can tell that you're really working on your voices, and it's very exciting. All I can say is that you can do much more than you think you can. And it's a really wonderful thing to begin to learn these principles, because it opens a whole new world to all of us. And it's just such a delight, such a wonderful experience. So this is Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing Live. You can sing higher with beauty, confidence, and power. I'll see you inside the next live video or one of my videos on Friday. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Also, I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Love to see you there too. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.